What up, Mad Church Disease family? Thank you guys so very much for coming to this particular video. Good morning. I'm actually recording this on Sunday morning, and you guys are probably not going to see this until Monday, but I had to record this video because this Robert Morris story over there at the Gateway Church is far worse than we could have ever imagined. And there's so many dynamics to this story that I wanted to cover and that we need to talk about on a broader, larger scale. You know, we talked about it on Friday night on the A-Team. If you didn't have a chance to watch our Friday night free-for-all where we just have a good conversation, you guys need to go back and watch that video. But I want to talk to you guys about this particular situation. And I want you guys to take a look at some of the information that I've been able to gather from this. And I'll be back with some more of my commentary.
Just days after a sexual assault claim went public, the founder of a North Texas megachurch resigned. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
I'm Steve Eager. It's 9 o'clock. Robert Morris's accuser says he abused her starting when she was 12 years old, between 1982 and 1987. In the past, Morris has admitted to an extramarital relationship with, quote, a young lady. But today, the board of elders at Gateway Church said they weren't aware that the young lady in question may have been as young as 12 years old. Morris's accusers say she brought up her allegations more than once to Gateway Church leaders. Fox 4's Amelia Jones is in Dallas tonight with more. Amelia.
Steve, the woman who came forward with these allegations is now 54 years old. She allowed me to record her reading a letter about the news that she says she's waited years to hear.
This is Cindy Clemisher, at 12 years old on the left side of your screen, next to her sister, who's 15. Fox 4 doesn't typically name alleged sex assault victims, but Clemisher wants people to see the photo and know her identity because she says this is what she looked like when Pastor Robert Morris allegedly started sexually abusing her in 1982. Now, days after these accusations surfaced, Gateway Church shared on Tuesday Morris resigned from his position as senior pastor at the Southlake-based church network, one of the largest faith communities in the country. Clemisher declined an on-camera interview Tuesday, but did share her reaction to the news by reading a statement.
I have many mixed thoughts and feelings upon hearing the news of Robert Morris' resignation. Though I am grateful that he is no longer a pastor at Gateway, I am disappointed that the Board of Elders allowed him to resign. He should have been terminated.
On Friday, Gateway Church put out a statement that included a quote from Morris, admitting that in his early 20s, he had a, quote, inappropriate relationship with a young lady. In the statement shared on Tuesday, the Gateway Church board wrote that they didn't have all the facts of the inappropriate relationship between Morris and the victim, saying in part, quote, the elder's prior understanding was that Morris's extramarital relationship, which he had discussed many times throughout his ministry, was with, quote, a young lady, not abuse of a 12-year-old child. Clemisher says the abuse lasted 4.5 years and started when Morris stayed in Clemisher's home in Oklahoma at the invitation of her parents. Morris was a traveling preacher at the time. When she was 17, she finally told her parents what was happening. It's unclear if the police were ever involved.
As I previously stated, I have been seeking this for years. My family and I have gone to leaders of very prominent churches and well-known ministries with this information, hoping that someone would hold him accountable and remove him from ministry leadership.
Gateway Church says it's hired a law firm to conduct an independent review of the alleged abuse.
This is just the beginning. I wholeheartedly and sadly believe I am not the only victim. I encourage anyone who has been sexually victimized by a leader at Gateway Church to take the bold step forward and say something. Now is the time.
Okay, you guys. The lady's name is Cindy Clemisher, and she is now 54 years old. And a part of this will sort of, it's so cringe-worthy. I mean, you just cringe when you listen to this particular story. It just makes you cringe, right? And I wanted to talk about this because I felt like this is one of these stories that in the broader conversation would be good to protect people, women, children, and individuals. According to her and her account, She went to the church elders and the church leaders and tried to get some help. Not only did she go to the leaders of Gateway Church, but she went to other churches trying to get somebody to listen to her situation. And I have to be honest with you, when I think about how many times I have had to talk about these types of subjects and people get mad at me and they go, well, Marcellus, why are you talking about these subjects? Because protecting your children and protecting women and protecting young men in institutional churches is very important. And we don't like to talk about these things. We just like to brush them under the rug and pretend like they did not happen. And that is part of the problem and the broader problem with this stuff. One of the problems is one of these text messages. And I'm going to put it up on the screen so you can see it. There was a woman, Barbara Phillips, who actually says, I want people not to judge Robert Morris because of a mistake he made over 30 years ago. Some young girls at 12 years old are very beautiful and sexy. This woman actually typed this, okay? They don't understand how men are made, and young men don't understand actions are used by the devil to ruin their future God has for them. This is an over-sexualizing of young people, first of all. And then she says here, other godly men have been distracted by Satan. Everything becomes Satan, 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 Satan. And I'm just sorry. A lot of these individuals are walking into these choices and decisions on their own accord. If you don't believe me, listen to what Robert Morris said himself.
Was very sexually immoral as a teenager. And it started early in my life, and it was very easy for me. I learned to lie and manipulate. Because I also had rejection, I didn't want to be rejected. So I looked for the girls that would be the most susceptible. And I learned how to spot this in girls. I looked for girls that did not have a good relationship with their father. I learned to spot that. I looked for girls that were insecure. And I don't know, now I look back on this, I can tell I did it. It wasn't like a plan that I had, but I could spot this. And I asked the Lord after I got saved, God, what was the root? Why? You know, they said I was blessed. I know I wasn't blessed, I was cursed. Multiple affairs. And I don't understand this, God. And so what was the root? What was the open door in my life?
So here this man says that he actually looked for young girls that did not have a father figure or that did not have somebody in their life that was a strong male influence. So he targeted young women, and it was from his own lips that you heard him say that. Now, I have told you guys this in a million times, that most of these types of individuals target these children, and they target certain individuals. Now, I don't want to go here, but it's like when individuals are in a pastor leadership role and they start targeting young men and taking them underwear shopping. Let that stick with you. And say, oh, I just want to see you in your underwear and make sure that your so-called print isn't showing. Things like that, that should cause people some level of pause and should give you some intellectual, hiccup to say, hey, wait a minute, this isn't normal. And this is a grooming behavior. If you look at the fact that this actually transpired, according to this young lady, for over 4 years. She dealt with this with Robert Morris for over 4 years. Now, you guys can tell me all you want to that the only thing that this man did with this girl for 4 years is heavy petting. And I'm going to tell you that monkeys fly. They have wings. And I'm going to tell you that pigs know how to do the cha-cha. You cannot be this slow. You cannot be unwilling to face the reality of the situations that are happening. And we must be willing to discuss these things and really, discuss them in a broader perspective. The lady says that's why older men need to mentor younger men. Young men don't realize how Satan will try and destroy their futures and families and their ministries. You all listen to me very carefully, because I want to concentrate on the top part of her statement that at 12 years old, young girls are beautiful and sexy. I've never met a 12-year-old girl as an adult that I found to be beautiful and sexy. There's nothing in my makeup that would make me look at a 12-year-old girl and say, you know, she is beautiful and sexy. And you all need to stop making excuses for these dudes who make these types of grandiose, pedophilic, you know, deals. That's the best way I can describe it, because my brain is on fire. But I want to let you know that some of the members of the Gateway Church decided, you know what, we don't support pedos. And they got out there and did what some of you are just unwilling to do.
While their numbers are small, their voices,
let's protect our kids,
are loud.
It's anger, all the range of emotions.
You're supporting pedos!
And their message is clear.
Being a pedophile molester, that's not okay.
Emily High was a member of Gateway Church for the last 17 years, but not anymore. Instead of going inside, she's here with others, speaking out, all for a woman they don't know, but feel every bit of her pain.
I have an empty feeling because this was like my home. It was a safe place.
This week, Gateway Church founder and senior pastor Robert Morris was accused of sexual abuse. The victim is Cindy Clementshire, and she told WFAA she was abused in the 1980s for 4 years, and the abuse started when she was just 12 years old.
She's still, in my eyes, a 12-year-old girl.
Morris admitted he was, quote, involved in inappropriate sexual behavior with the young lady, but did not reference the girl's age. He gave the elders his resignation, and they accepted. But inside the church on Saturday,
I'm here to speak to you on behalf of the Gateway elders.
Elder Trey Wilbanks addressed the situation to members during a service.
Abuse in any form cannot be tolerated. And we as elders have the responsibility to do whatever it takes to learn the truth.
And I just want to say this. I don't know what it is about some people and some cultures that when they discover a pedophile, they will go ahead and start picketing, protesting, you know, causing a scene, you know, whereas other people just don't say nothing. You know, you will move the children from one wing of the church to the other wing of the church. That Gilliard fellow that was the pastor down there in Florida that, you know, was found, you know, sexually assaulting, was a sexual abuser. And the congregation moved all the children out of the congregation to a whole nother wing just so they could keep him as their pastor. I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Like, seriously, it boggles my mind. Boggles my mind. This story is worse than we could have ever imagined. And guess what? There's probably a whole lot more victims out there than just the ones that we know about right now. I would venture to say there are probably a lot more victims. Now, I want you guys to be respectful in my comments. I want to hear your thoughts. Tell me what you're thinking about this Robert Morris situation. This has gone from bad to worse. This just can't get no worse than what it is. I'm just saying. Give me your thoughts. Those are my thoughts. And I put some more information out here so you could have it. But good Lord of mercy, 2024 is something else. I'll see you in the next video.